your captaincy came to you. You know, India was thrust upon you because I think I've only got injured, Trez got injured, and there was basically from that 05 series there was only a handful of us left. But then the captaincy in Australia, I openly admit that I let you down. You're my best mate, and I just didn't perform. I couldn't perform. I just didn't know. These things happen. But if I was looking back at sort of regrets in my time, which I don't look too many, the one big one was the fact that when my best mate needed me, I wasn't there for him.
No,
and it was a tough time for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a regret about that. By no stretch of the imagination. You know, going to the captaincy in a minute, but like first on that. So that Australia trip, it was cursed, wasn't it?
Well, of course it was.
You know what I mean? Looking back, I should never have captained it. And I'd be really honest with you, I'm not sure I wanted to anyway. It was, everyone's talking about who's going to captain the Ashes. I'd done a bit in India and I loved it in India.
Yeah.
I had this young team and I was playing well and I thought, if someone needs doing, I can do it. I had Jude on fire. Cookies coming to the side, Jimmy had doing well. Monty was
starting.
It was lovely. I really enjoyed it. We drew in Mumbai for the first time. We drew a series in India. Sri Lanka was a bit of a challenge. Pitches we played on, we might as well have been in Colombo.
Yeah. And
then we went to Australia, and I remember I was racing to get fit from another surgery, and everyone's asking about the captaincy. Is it me? Is it Strauss? And I'm getting phone calls every day, and everyone's asking. And honestly, I don't know if I took it for myself. I think I was expected to and took it, and I'm not sure it ever really sat that comfortable with me. I got announced as captain with the rest of the squad, so I didn't pick a squad.
Yeah.
I'd shaved my head and I looked terrible, and I'd gone too short, so just come out with some bald head.
And Duncan wasn't the same Duncan that he started the England.
Well, you look at that relationship as well.
It wasn't the greatest.
You got on better with him than I did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had the best years of my career under him, but it was a strange relationship. Yeah. If I did well, we talked. If I didn't, it was my fault. And I think sometimes, even though I just needed someone to understand me a bit, or put their arm around me and say it'd be all right, I didn't feel I had that with Duncan. And it's not a criticism. He, as England coach, he did well, didn't he? And you can line up a load of lads who had a very different experience. But going into that series, I wasn't quite fit. I'd taken the captaincy on. My best batter had gone home, Trez. He should have been captain really, but he was having his own struggles. And then there was you. And then I look back at that, and that first ball, and we have a joke about it. I have one regret, actually. I should have bowled it, because I knew that you weren't right walking out there. But looking back at it, you're the only player I really managed to keep picking. The only one I dug my heels in on, for a couple of reasons. Actually, I still felt even you at that point was better than the other options.
Yeah, we didn't have many options.
I also know, irrespective of how you're going to bowl, I'm going to get everything. I know you care, I know you're passionate, and I want to walk out with you every time, and we'll figure the bowling out. And also thought, actually, from a more personal point of view, after that first game, I'm not dropping you.
Yeah.
Because that'll kill you. Whether it's for the team, it's for you. And I put my relationship with you above that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was also so confident that you'd turn it around. And you'd come good, just given time. And that trip was what it was. Kev did well, didn't he? He got a few. It was just cursed, wasn't it? It was awful.
It was.
Especially after the second one. The first one, fine. The second one was a pivotal moment, probably two, where we did well. And then Hoggy had come up with a trap for Ricky Ponting. With a keeper up, he's going to bowl it into the pitch and he's going to get him to hit it out there. And King of Spain, with his book behind Gilo, he ran under one, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
If he'd taken that catch,
and we didn't know what was going. We didn't know what was going on in his head as well, because Stina was poorly at the time.
Exactly.
And we didn't know.
Exactly.
Like talking about that, that was cursed, and it is. We talk about Ashes because the series that we played in. That photograph there, that's the last one. That was our last day in Test match cricket.
It wasn't meant to be yours, though, was it?
No, but I think at lunchtime on day 5, I was looking around and going, "You're going," and it was like, "I've got nothing in common with him. I've got nothing in common with him. I don't like him. I don't like him."
No, come on. Not like who you not liking, yeah.
Yeah, at the time, there was a few relationships not going so well, especially one of my teammates from Durham. But when you look at it, this was the environment I was in. And at lunchtime, I was like, a bit like what you've just described there about your captaincy in Australia. You know, the relationship meant more to me sometimes in cricket.
Yeah.
And once you were going, I was like, do I want to go to Bangladesh for 3 months? You're not there. And like I said, that was, that for me was arguably a better day than 2005 because of, it was the end. That journey was coming to an end. I mean, your body was hanging on.
Yeah.
That run out, that great run out of Ponting. And it was like you were
so lucky.
You were hanging on by a thread to get
Just
that.
threw it as hard as I could.
You threw it as hard as you could because you didn't want to bowl anymore. You couldn't bowl anymore.
No, I couldn't. And then I threw it as hard as I could. I put my hands up, and I think this better be out. This better be out. I had no idea. And then at the end of it, I did think that'd be my last offering as an England cricketer, running someone out, but I'd take it. But there's another moment in that actually at the end because you was bowling, I was stood next to you, and you asked me if I wanted to bowl.
Yeah.
I couldn't physically.
Yeah.
But
when we got them 9 down, I remember saying to you, do you want to bowl?
But what I hope you understand, or I think you do, and this goes back to what it was like bowling together. I see you getting a wicket, I'm just as happy as if I got one. You know what I mean? It was like, no, you go and get them out, and then walking off. Bittersweet, wasn't it? It was like trying to take it in for one last time. But then knowing that I'm never going to wear whites for England again. Yeah. I'm never going to have this again. You know, my knee was knackered. I'd retired from Test cricket, and then ultimately, a few weeks later, retired from all cricket. You know, the missus had brought a knee operation forward, so I was meant to have an operation on my knee 2 days after the game, but she brought it forward to the day after, and I just reckon so I was nil by mouth at midnight. It's like, we're not doing that again.
You see it 4 years earlier.
I was cramming it in at 5 to 12 in that room.
We were upstairs in the room, and it was a little bit more of a muted celebration, largely because obviously you were going, but it was also, I took that bit in because I was never going to experience that again I was at that time, I've obviously got 3 brothers. I was closer to you than I was to any of my family during that time. And you'd probably say the same about with Chris. And I took that one lap around more because it was like, I'm never going to get a chance to do this again. Well,
it's like, I know people joke about it. We shared rooms or we had interconnecting rooms, you know. I probably went on bed with you more than my wife. Yeah, I know. You know what I mean?
He came in here earlier, and one of the guys went, oh, it's a bit closer. I was like, I've slept in the same bed so many times with him. I don't think it's going to make a difference.
I don't know, like, you lay on the bed watching. Remember, you used to bring your dartboard and your hockey and a case. I was
going to bring some DVDs and say, which one do you want? Only Fools and Horses, Auf Wiedersehen, Pet. We got into 24.
I tried 24, but everything, to begin with you, everything was from the North East.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Dire Straits, Jimmy Nail, listened to. Auf Wiedersehen, Pet.
Yeah. You drew the line at Lovejoy, didn't you? You didn't like it.
I used to watch that first time when I was a kid. I couldn't sit and watch the full collection of Lovejoy. But then we got to the Royal Family. It was incredible, you know, the hours we spent and the time we spent.
But it was different
all around the world.
Different times, I want it. It was different times how you.
We could have been a bit more cultured though, couldn't we? Let's be honest. We've gone to all these countries and we start watching Only Fools and Horses. There's a big world out there, you know. All the lads are on the beach and we're sat in a room eating minstrels.
We didn't know there was a big we didn't know there was a big world out there.
I don't think it does any favours neither. No. We're safer in the room.